Hello everyone, welcome to the third bonus lesson and picture. I will paint this picture for everyone to have and get an idea about using watercolor brushes. From the Ultimate Watercolor by Freya.art. Let's get started. The paper size I'm using is 2000 by 2700 pixels, or the screen size. I've already added the picture. First of all, we need to choose the color we are going to use. There are many colors in this picture, but it's okay. We choose one color at a time so we aren't confused. I will use the normal hard brush to choose a color from the picture. Let's start with the light color. About this color. It's a light color moving slightly towards a bright color. Add a layer 2. I will paint the color here. There's a lighter color. This one is a very light color. Then I will adjust it towards yellow slightly. After that, we have a light pink color. This color is a little bit dark. It's towards orange and pink. And the shadow color, this color is gray-brown. It's not bright brown, it's a dull color. Then there's the decoration color, which is quite orange. It's the makeup color of the lips and eyes, something like this. And in some other areas too, we will do it together. It's okay, don't be confused. Then there's the lips color, it's a bright red pink. There's a brown red color. Then there's a brown color. It's quite red-brown. This color we will use quite a lot. Then there's a dark brown color. It's similar to this color. I will use this one instead. Okay, it's like this. Then there's the hair color. Paint it here. Actually, the colors are similar. Let me adjust it to be slightly more yellow. Actually, we can use the skin color for the hair. This one is brown with a little gray. Then there are the leaves colors too. You can choose the color from the picture or the palette. It's a light color. Then there is a pink color. The rest we will choose from the color that we used for the face and skin. So the colors are not so different. It's like there aren't too many colors. We've got the colors and the original picture. I will close the original first. You can leave it on the side for your convenience. But for a beautiful video and to see better, I will close the original photo and look at it on the computer instead. Okay, as I said before, we paint the watercolor. We need to paint the paper texture first. Add a new layer. Rename it paper texture. I will choose this gray. Then choose the paper texture. I will choose number 6. Paint it. Dab it a little bit to make it look like wavy paper and more realistic. Okay, I will change the mode to linear burn. Move it underneath the color layer. So when we choose the color, we don't choose it from the paper texture color. Because if the paper texture is above it and we choose the color will be dull. I will add the line artwork that I've already drawn as an example picture into it. You don't have to use the same picture as mine. You can use another line picture, or you can sketch a new one and paint the watercolor together. Now I've already added the sketch picture that I prepared. We will paint the first color layer. Let me change the name to Sketch and add a new layer. Rename it Color 1. Oh, I almost forgot. We need to change the mode of the sketch layer to multiply. I will reduce the opacity of this layer by about half. Okay, let's go back to the Color 1 layer. The first brush we will use is the Wet on Wet brush. To paint the overall color first, I will choose the Wet on Wet brush number 5. Then I will use this color. It's the lightest skin color. Okay, we will paint the overall skin area. Don't forget to move the paper texture layer to the top. Okay, then we paint the hair also. For the next step, I will also paint in the layer. I will use the Wet on Wet brush number 4. Then choose a slightly darker color. Move the color layer that we've already chosen from the picture to the top. Slide towards the darker color. Then we will paint in the area that has a darker color. The darker color is by the forehead. Then it's dark here. Then we keep making it slightly darker. Let me go back to the earlier color and make it slightly darker. Okay, we've got the first color layer. Next, we will add another color layer. I will add a new layer and rename it Color 2. We will use a brush from the Wet on Dry brush set. I will use the number 12. Then choose the darker color. This color is quite orange. I will paint the makeup, cheeks, and eyelids that have a bright color. Adjust the color to be darker and mix with a little gray. A bright color like this is by the shadow. Beginners might not notice this, but actually it's there. Before we do the shadow, there will be a bright color shadow. Especially when the skin is exposed to the sunlight, the skin color is brighter. It depends on who looks at the original, but there's actually a bright color by the shadow. Okay, I will use the blender wash brush number 2 to blend it. This color is on the lips too. We will paint it first. Then we do it properly again later. This is like we do the color foundation first. Okay, then it's by the neck and by the chin too. You need to check with the original. In some areas the color is quite bright. By the neck here, it's quite pink. The next color I will choose is a brown color that is slightly duller. The darker brown, which is this color. The part that is obvious for this color is the eyebrows. Paint it first. Lightly paint it in a circular motion, then release the pen weight. Let me reduce the opacity of the sketch layer. It's here too by the nose bridge. Color it like this first, then we can blend it later. It's here too under the hair. We paint it lightly. We don't need to make it as dark as the eyebrow. Okay. Here's the hair. We paint it to know that there's hair here. To paint by the nose and eyes, I want to change the brush to have a lighter color. I will choose brush number 3. It's similar to the earlier one, but the color intensity is less. It gives a lighter color. We use both brush and smudge. We use smudge for blending. I will keep blending. Let me add the light here slightly. Okay, then I will add skin color by the wrinkles on the face. Then we use this color by the eyelids too. Next, we can make it darker. I will choose this color. It's brown, towards orange and gray. I will use brush number 12. Now let's check where we want to add more. Okay. Let's see what we need to add by the outer face. Let me change the brush to the Wet on Wet brush number 3. To control all the light and shadow on the face. By the outer face, it is quite dark. Then by the neck. Then back to the Wet on Dry brush number 12. Here is quite dark. Okay, about this. I will go back to the Wet on Wet and choose brush number 4, and decorate by the outer face slightly. There are some areas like the chin that have a small shadow. Don't overdo it. Don't put too much, only this is enough. Just to make the face by the chin look slightly rounder. I'll go back to the Wet on Dry brush number 12. Then add more wrinkles on the face. Okay, now I think this skin is good. Let's do the color 3. Color 3 is for the facial detail and makeup like the lips. Also additional dark shadows. I will choose this color, dark brown. And use the tip brush. Choose any brush you'd like. I will choose brush number 1. We will do the details of the face, the eyelashes, this brush is for detailing. It's like a dry brush. Then we add bits and pieces. And the eyebrow. Okay, to do the lips, we will use the Wet on Dry brush number 12. Or you can use the Wet on Wet brush. We will paint it like this. Then we will use the Wet on Wet brush number 3. And choose a slightly brighter color. Okay? Next we will choose red mixed with brown, this color. And go to the Dry on Dry brush. I will choose brush number 2. This is the step for painting the lip shadow. And the lower lip too. I will go back to the Wet on Wet brush number 3 to paint the inner lips. Okay, it's like this. Then I will choose the blender here and blend by the outer lip slightly. I don't want it to be too obvious. Okay. For the next one, I want everyone to choose a color that is slightly darker than this one. Then choose the Wet on Dry brush number 2. We will paint by opening at the inner lips. It's like this. Then we blend the outer lips. Then we will do the teeth. We choose the Dry on Dry brush number 4. Then choose the color from the face around here. The color is cream. It's not white, it's cream with a little bit of gray. That's it. Only this and it looks like teeth. Okay, I will do the detailing slightly. Use the same brush to paint by the corner of the lips. Okay, just that, and we've got the lips. I'm looking at the camera and it's very beautiful. Let me add the light slightly. Add the light to the lips. I will use a lighter color, then paint it here. Okay, now we've got the skin. But it's not finished yet. The important thing for the skin that we haven't done yet is the highlight on the face. I will add a new layer and rename it Highlight. Okay, use a white color and choose the colored pencil. I will choose pencil number 3. Okay, let's do the highlight. It's like we skipped where the white color is, but actually we didn't. Actually, we paint the white color over it. Let's do it by the nose first. Okay, let me add the dark shadow under the chin. With the wet on dry brush, then use a dark brown color, emphasize it, and then blend. Okay. What's left? Let me blend these colors. Okay, now let's do the hair. Add a new layer and move it above highlight. Then choose the wet on wet brush number 4. Choose the hair color, which is quite yellow. Paint it by shiny pieces of hair where you can see the wavy hair. Then let's have a look around here. I will paint a dark shadow. I will choose the dry on dry brush number 2. We will continue the color from here and skip where there are locks of hair. Now let's check where there is a darker color. It's here. A little bit here. Then this area. Okay, then we blend it with the blender. We can just dab it. Okay? Now let's do the second layer of hair. We will use the tip brush. I will choose brush number 7, and I will choose a darker color from the paint. Adjust it to about this. To draw the hairlines, okay, how is it? We've got the hair. Then change the color to a white color and choose the colored pencil brush number 3. Then we paint by the lock of hair that is exposed to the light. Okay, the hair is done. How was it? It's very easy. We will make it simple. It's not serious, and it doesn't matter if the work doesn't look realistic. Okay, let's move on to the crown. Add a new layer and rename it Crown 1. I will move it underneath the hair layer. Now we paint the overall color first. Choose the wet on wet brush number 5. I will paint the green color first by the leaves. I will paint like this first. Next, we will paint the flower. We will choose the Dry on Wet brush number 7. Paint it. We paint the roses first. What other colors? You can paint another color now. There's a yellow color too. I will choose the Dry and Wet brush number 18. It has 2 colors in one brush. I will choose a yellow color toward orange, and the secondary color is red. When we paint, it gives a red color mixed with orange slightly. Let me reduce the opacity of the sketch layer. Okay, let's continue. Let's go back to the roses. I will choose the Wet on Dry brush number 15. Like this. If you have other techniques, go ahead, try them out. Okay, now let's do the leaves. I will add a new layer. Rename it Crown 2. Choose a light green color for the leaves first. Then choose the Wet on Dry brush number 19 Water Tank. Paint the outer leaves first. If you press the pen, the color will be watery. The color will fade out. We can do it like this. Okay, I will add the stamp a little bit. Go to the Freya stamp brush. Choose a stamp style and stamp it. Erase where we don't want it. Okay, the flower crown is finished. Next, let's do the background. Let me close the color layers. Before doing the background, let me do the top of the clothes first. Choose the Wet on Dry brush number 11. Then paint the top of the clothes. Move the clothes layer underneath the hair layers. Then choose the stamp. Add a new layer too. Rename it background. Choose the Freya stamp brush. You can choose any style you like, it's up to you. I will use the stamp brush to stamp it. Like this. And move the layer to the bottom. Then erase where we don't want it using the airbrush. Use the soft brush to erase. Move it here and duplicate the layer. The color is clearer. Merge the background layers. It's like this. Now you can play with it however you want. Let me stamp the blue color here slightly. Then tap the clipping mask. Okay, it turns out like this. For the rest, you can do it freestyle using the stamp. Let me stamp by the top of the clothes. Choose multiply. Okay. Now you can stamp as much and however you want. Okay, how is it? For the stamp, maybe I didn't do it that beautifully. Anyway, you can play with it and decorate it however you want. Be fully creative. What I thought in this video and the earlier videos is about the ideas behind using these brush sets. Anyway, you should try them out and play with them. If I have new techniques or anything else, I will keep you updated on social media. Okay, that's all for this course. Thank you very much. If you create artwork using the Ultimate Watercolor by Freya.art, don't forget to tag me. Bye!